Hello again, it's Paul from Jamf. This is lesson 32 of the Jamf 100, macOS File and System Structure. We'll talk about the storage elements and file structure of macOS and where content lives within that file structure. Each hard drive is comprised of a partition map, or scheme, or table, which sets the rules for how partitions function within the entire hard drive. Today, most operating systems, including macOS, make use of the GUID partition table, or GPT. Introduced with macOS High Sierra is Apple's new file system called Apple File System, or APFS. When macOS High Sierra is installed on a solid-state drive, an APFS container is created. A container can contain one or more APFS volumes. The disk space of a container is shared amongst all of its volumes. Unlike partitioning schemes that pre-allocate a fixed amount of space for each file system, APFS formatted volumes can grow and shrink without needing to repartition the volume. APFS introduces new technologies that will help both end users and administrators alike. Clones are a nearly instantaneous copy of a file or directory that takes no additional space on the volume, allowing for multiple versions of files or directories without occupying valuable disk space. Volume snapshots are a point-in-time, read-only instance of the file system, which help to make backups work more efficiently and offer a way to revert changes to a specific point in time. For more detailed information about APFS and its new features, check out the Apple Developer Resource in this lesson's resources. A default APFS container will consist of 4 APFS volumes: Macintosh HD, Recovery, Preboot, and VM. The Macintosh HD volume is the volume where the majority of our content, like the operating system, local users, user data, and preferences, typically lives. The Recovery volume holds installation files for the operating system should the need arise to reinstall an operating system or perform various maintenance tasks on the operating system using tools like Disk Utility or Command Line Interface. Using a fairly simple command and terminal, we can see all 4 volumes of an APFS container. We'll dig deeper into command line and terminal in later lessons. I'll open up Disk Utility on this Mac, and we can see the hard drive with the GUID partition map. Here is my APFS container with only the Macintosh HD volume listed. The other 3 volumes, including the Recovery volume, are hidden by default. There are 4 default directories listed at the base level or the root of the hard drive: Applications, Library, System, and Users. Applications is where the applications are stored. Because they are located on the root of the hard drive, all users on the computer have access to these applications. Library is where third-party applications store preferences that are accessed by all users of the operating system. We'll talk more about application preferences in a future lesson. System is where macOS core services are located. This directory contains files accessed by the operating system and pre-installed applications. Generally speaking, with few exceptions, third-party applications do not have access to this directory. Users is where our local users' data is stored. No user has access to another user's data, and you'll notice that each user has its own library directory, which contains preference files specific to that user. To recap, in this lesson, we talked about how the hard drive in a Mac is structured and the basics of the default directories in macOS.